Hello, my name is Lauren Mosley, and welcome to the Prodigy Online Professional Development. What is Prodigy? Prodigy is a math-based adaptive learning technology, meaning this online program is able to differentiate based on students' current level and changes based on students' needs. Prodigy focuses on building math skills in grades 1st through 8th. Teachers have the option of letting Prodigy choose the skill sets, or teachers can assign skills that are aligned with a variety of state and national standards. Students work towards mastering the standards through an engaging gaming community. Throughout this training, you will be shown how to create your own account, as well as creating your classes and navigating through the teacher's site, including how to assign a lesson and navigate the dashboard to view weekly and monthly progress reports. You will also learn how to get students set up using Prodigy, as well as how to have parents access so they can see their child's progress. And then at the end, we will be learning the best ways to use Prodigy in the classroom. Let's go ahead and get started. To access Prodigy, you are going to want to go to prodigygame.com. And once it gets there, it will either have the option to watch a video to learn more about Prodigy, or you can create your free account. And when you sign up, you want to choose teacher, and you can either enter your name, email, password, or you can sign up using Google. And so today I'm going to sign up using Google. You will then be prompted to create a new Prodigy account. You will select that you are a teacher again, and then it will automatically take you into the dashboard. Okay, on this welcome page, you will be able to choose the country in which you teach, as well as the curriculum that your district follows. And as you can see, there's a variety of state standards as well as Common Core is an option. But since I teach in North Carolina, we are going to follow the North Carolina standard course of study, and then we will press get started. You will then have to enter your school name, and there is an option for if your school is not listed, so you can add your school if you're the first teacher to use Prodigy. And then for this, we will enter the class name as well as the grade level taught, and we will do 5th grade for right now. And then once you are ready to create your first classroom, you can either click Create Classroom, or if you use Google Classroom, you can automatically import. So we are going to go ahead and click Create. Once you enter your first class, you will then have the students log on, and they will start with a placement test, but we will talk about how students get signed on in a bit. But what we're going to do now is we're going to switch over to a class that I've already started so we can learn how to navigate through Prodigy. Once you log on to Prodigy, you will then be automatically taken into your dashboard, which is where you will view all of your classes. This is a classroom that is ongoing for this year. So what you want to do is you would like to click View Class, and once it's loading, you will be able to see all of the data for your class overview. And if we start in the first box, it says questions answered this week. You do have the option to choose this week or last week. And if we click on last week, you are able to see exactly who got in, accessed Prodigy at home or in class, as well as on what days. You also have the option to click Full Report, as well as choose the students who you would like to view. When you click on a specific student, it will take you to their individual data graphs. You are able to see exactly how many questions they answered at school or at home on a specific day. As you scroll through, you are also able to see a better breakout of total questions. If you go back to your dashboard, The next box are the top students based on correct answers. Once again, you have the option to choose what date range you would like to view. So if we click on last week, you are able to see that the first person answered a total of 379 questions, and it shows you your top 5. And if you click next, you are able to see all of your students' progress. This is a great way to track to make sure students are staying on task while using Prodigy. As you scroll down through the dashboard, you are also able to see the assignments that you have assigned through the planner. As you can see, it tells you your type as well as the name of the lesson. There is a quick link that will get you directly to the planner, which we will go to in a few. You are also able to see your placement test results. It tells you what grade level they are currently performing on, as well as in progress. And just like the question analysis up at the top, in that first box, you are able to click on full report, and a summary for the placement test will pop up. The placement test summary shows you the overall placement and where students are performing by grade level down at the bottom. If you hover over the bubble, it will tell you exactly how many students and what students are performing at that grade level. If you scroll down, it gives you your main domains based on the standard that you chose. Because we chose the standard course of study, we have the main 5 domains. As you travel across, once again, you hover over the bubble and it tells you how many students are performing and what students are performing at each individual grade level. The key at the bottom tells you whether they are well below grade level, or if they are green, that means that they are either performing at their grade level or above their grade level. If you decide to schedule another placement test in this drop-down box, you would be able to choose the specific month and year of the placement test that you would like to view. You are also given a detailed breakdown for each student. So if we click on a student, it tells you exactly what grade and domain they were tested in. The placement test starts 2 grade levels below and will adjust based on how they perform for each question. It shows you the specific question, the answer they chose, as well as the correct answer. So if we go to this grade 5, it's flagged because she missed 1 out of 2 questions. As you can see, it shows you the correct answer, and it shows you that she got the question wrong. When you click to return to the dashboard and you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you are able to see the weekly skill activities that were focused on or that students worked on. If we go and click on last week, you are able to see that there were multiple skill levels or multiple skill sets practiced, and you are able to see how many students mastered a skill or were performing below, well below, or at or above grade level. You are also able to click full report, and if you pick on this, you choose the skill, it will show you the percentage performance. So if they were scored above 80%, it will list the students. If you hover over a student name, it shows you how many questions they got correct, how many questions they got incorrect, as well as the proficiency percentage. And you can do that to any of the skills that were practiced for that week. The next tab in your navigation bar are the list of students. This is where you are able to add students, remove students, move students to a different class, or select all to choose some different options. As you go through, you are able to see their student name as well as their username and if they have had a parent connect. If you click on the student, you are able to override their grade if they chose an incorrect grade, or change their password. If you go to the planner, which is the next button, this is where you are able to create and assign lessons. In the calendar view, you are able to see previous plans that have been assigned, as well as plans that will be assigned that you have assigned for future use. You are also able to view your plans in a list view, and it tells you exactly the start and end date, the type of plan, as well as if it has been completed or if it is incomplete. This is also an easy way to quickly view the report for each plan. So if we go back to calendar view, we're going to click to create your plan. You're going to click create, and there are 3 different types of alignments that you can choose. You can choose an assignment quiz that is based on a specific set of skills, which is great to track student data to make sure they are meeting growth. You can choose a plan that aligns to a specific standard, and this would be great for if they are using Prodigy in a center just to practice the skills as well as to work up to mastery of a specific skill. And you also have the choice for standardized test prep. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose plans, align them to a standard. And your first choice is to choose your grade level. And once again, it goes from first grade all the way up to 8th grade. So we're going to choose 5th grade. And then you choose your domain. And let's choose number and operations in base 10. Now, you can only choose one standard at a time. So if you are working on multiple standards, you can split your week and do 2 or 3 separate plans, or you can choose the one that your students need the most practice with. So we're going to choose NBT3, read, write, and compare decimals to the thousandths place. And the standard that you chose will pop up at the top. And once you have chosen your standard, you can click Next. You are able to write a name for your plan. And so we will we'll name it Read, Write, and Compare Decimals. And you can click Next. Now it will take you back to the calendar, and this is where you will select your start and end date. And once you have selected your start and end date, you will click Create. Once you have selected your dates and have clicked Create, it will tell you it will give you an overview of about how long it will take for students to complete this plan, as well as a range, a ballpark of how long students should be using Prodigy a day. So for this specific lesson, it says that it will take about 50 minutes for students to complete, so they should be on Prodigy for about 10 minutes a day. The last section of the teacher view is your reports tab. And most of these reports you can view through the dashboard that we went through earlier, but some of them are not available in the dashboard, like your curriculum covered. So if you click View Report, it will show you exactly which domains you have covered, as well as flags on students if students are struggling in this domain. And if you expand it out, you are able to see specific percentages of how many students have mastered each standard. And now that we have covered the teacher view for Prodigy, we are now going to transition to getting students set up and joining your class, as well as what the students are viewing as they are going through and practicing these skills. The first step in getting students to join Prodigy will be to find your class code. So if you go back to your homepage where you are able to view all of your classrooms, you can look at each class, and right above where it says view class, there will be a class code, and each class will have a unique code to ensure that students are joining the correct class. When students first go to Prodigy, they will click the button that says Play Prodigy. If students have never played before, they will need to click on New Student. And then they will enter the class code. They will then enter their first name and last name initial, and they will
Create
click
a password
next.
for your account. Remember to enter it twice.
And as you just heard, there is a box down at the bottom, so students are able to read the directions, and it also has it read aloud, and it does the same for problems within Prodigy. So it is very user-friendly for students. Students will then choose the grade that they are in. And once students have completed their username and password information, it generates their username and it shows them their password to make sure that they are able to keep up with that information. So then it takes them back to the home screen where it prompts them to log in. So we will log in just like a student would. And it does not show them their username and password each time. It's only for the first time. So they will have to remember their username and password unless they are signing in with Google. Prodigy will then prompt the student to choose their wizard avatar, as well as customizing hair color, eye color, and clothes. And it will get them started. Once students have chosen their avatar, they will then be prompted and shown how to navigate through Prodigy. So what happens is there are monsters, and the wizards, which is the student, will have to battle them. And in order to win the battle, they will have to answer the following questions. So the first phase and first set of questions will be their placement test. And once they finish their placement test, they will then be moved on to the next skill set. But every skill set that is assigned will have the same format. So they are able to see their points for them as well as who they are battling. And once you click next, you click the spell that you want to use and the questions pop up. Within the question to be solved, there are some key tools that students are able to use. The biggest and most important item would be the speaker. It allows for the problem to be read aloud. Also, where you enter your problem, there will be a light bulb. If you click on the light bulb, you will see the speaker again and for the option of read aloud, but it will give you a hint as to where to start to solve the problem. So because this is comparing decimals, they would need to focus on the place value chart. Students are also given the option to pick a color in order to show work if necessary. They are also given manipulatives such as counters, base 10 blocks, and fraction tiles. So if you click on the fraction tiles, they are able to click and drag the fractions needed, as well as for other manipulatives, such as your base 10 blocks. If they need to delete something, they can click on the trash can to clear everything out, or use the eraser if they need to erase one specific part. To answer the question, students can use the keyboard down at the bottom, or they can use their keyboard on their Chromebook or tablet or whatever device they are using. So when you answer the question, you click Cast Spell, and it will show you if you're correct or incorrect. And then, if you're correct, the spell will be cast and points will be taken off for the monster. And you will do that until you have defeated the monster. As students continue to battle, they are able to unlock more spells that they can use, as well as earn coins that can buy them other items that will help them in battle, as well as different clothes for their avatar. Earning coins and unlocking new spells as they level up is a great way to keep students actively engaged and motivated to get the answers correct. If a student does get an answer incorrect, it will give them 2 chances, so it will show them exactly what part they got wrong and gives them a chance to try again. Now, if they get the answer incorrect twice, it shows them the correct answer. However, their spell will be missed. As students continue to battle, they will get the chance to also unlock different areas of the Prodigy world. Within each area, there will be new battles and monsters to beat. And once all areas have been unlocked and all battles have been won, they will then win the game. Students can also access Prodigy at home through a parent letter sent home by the teacher. To get to the parent letters, we are back to being logged in as a teacher, and we have selected our class. And now what we are going to do is we're going to click on students, and to the right it says get parent letters. You can choose whether you want English or Spanish. And the letter, a whole list of letters for each student will appear. It details how parents can sign up for their account, as well as gives them some information about what they will see. They will be able to see reports on what their child is doing, just like teachers can see their comprehensive reports, as well as their daily and weekly data usage. And it also provides the child's username and password so the child can play Prodigy at home. Over how to use Prodigy as a teacher and as a student, let's talk about the best way to use it in the classroom. The planner in the teacher view, when you assign an alignment, it is able to tell you approximately how much time students should be spending on Prodigy in a day to complete that assignment. You should use the approximate daily usage time to determine when students are using Prodigy in the classroom. This can be 1 time a day or 2 or 3 times in the math block. One way students can meet their daily Prodigy time is through morning work. It can either be their only assignment in the morning, or they can use it once they have finished their other morning work task. Having students complete Prodigy during morning work is a great way for students to start their day or their math block in order to get everyone situated and warm up their brain for the lesson. Another great way to use Prodigy in the classroom is through centers. Using Prodigy in a center is great if your classroom is not one-to-one with technology. This ensures that everybody gets an equal amount of time each day to complete their Prodigy assignments. This center time can be used for completing plans that are based on a specific standard, completing quizzes that the teacher has assigned, or overall adaptive test prep that focuses on strategies that the student needs the most help on. Teachers can also use Prodigy as an intervention tool because it is research-based. You can easily pinpoint specific skills that students struggle with, as well as what grade level they're performing on for that specific skill. You can then track progress and growth through the teacher dashboard by viewing the individual student reports, or you can periodically reassign a placement test to track growth as well, and to find new skill areas that students need help mastering. To ensure students are maximizing their learning time in the classroom, Prodigy is great for early finishers as well. If students finish their work early, they are able to get the help that they need for specific skills, or they are able to be challenged by working on skills that are above their grade level. Many different ways to use Prodigy in the classroom other than what was just discussed. As long as you're strategic in the ways that students are using Prodigy, including on the time of day that has been chosen and the skills that have been chosen, students will begin to master the skills needed for their grade level. Today you have learned how to create your own teacher account in Prodigy, as well as how to create your lessons and assign a variety of lesson types, including standard-based lessons, quizzes, and standardized test prep, which would be a mix of skills. You were shown how to navigate the dashboard to see an overview of student progress as well as student usage for the day, the week, and the month. Also shown how to get students set up on Prodigy, including what their view of the gaming environment looks like and the different tools that they can use in order to correctly solve the math problems. A brief overview of how parents can access their child's account at home, as well as to see their child's progress, was reviewed, and then we wrapped up this training with how to use Prodigy in the classroom to make sure that student learning was maximized. Overall, Prodigy is a great adaptive learning technology that teachers can use in grades 1st through 8th in order to build student mastery of specific math skills. You can opt to use the adaptive piece where Prodigy automatically assigns skill sets that students struggle with, or you have the option to assign your own standards that you feel students need the most help in. Option, hint tool, and interactive math manipulatives make Prodigy a great option for differentiation to ensure that students of all learning levels are getting the instruction and assistance that they need, even when the teacher is not available to help. With the online gaming aspects of student-led avatars and battling monsters to earn points and coins, as well as leveling up, student engagement is maximized, as well as mastering math standards that are needed to move on to the next grade level. Now that you have learned how to navigate Prodigy as both a teacher and a student, it is now time to take what you have learned and start your students on their journey as a wizard through the Prodigy world of battling monsters and mastering math skills. Thank you for attending this online training on how to effectively use Prodigy in the math classroom in order to maximize learning and mastery of math skills. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask or email me.